So the first thing is, welcome everyone to Devonport, this marvellous seaside suburb that we all love so much. Who hasn't been here before? A few of you. There we are. It's obviously a big draw. You've all been here, most of you. Anyway, very big welcome to everyone. Thank you so much for making the journey from near or far, however long that journey has been. We have some people from Australia and goodness knows where else. So that's great to see you, and a big warm welcome to everyone. Thank you so much for coming. So my name is Cliff. I'm Maia's dad. She more often calls me Papa, which I quite like. I'm not sure what Alex calls me, but I guess Cliff will do nicely. Many people have worked incredibly hard in pulling all sorts of things together to make today the best day possible for our lovely newlyweds. Too many to name individually for fear of leaving someone out, but notably, of course, Alex's mum. Where is she? Yeah, well done, thank you. Woo-hoo. And thank you guys, and of course, here we are right at the front, prime position, Maia's two besties from long ago. Tess, give them a wave. Who, among other things, has created Maia's beautiful dress. Well done. And Anna, who's done, I don't know what, give them a wave, yes. Anna has done also heaps and heaps of things to help pull everything together, so thank you very much for that. Much appreciated, lovely. So for all of those who have helped in any way, large or small, in buying things, bringing things, making things, organising things, whatever it's taken, I would just like everybody, please, to just put your hands together with a massive round of applause. Thank you. Maia has always been my favourite daughter. She was truly cute as a newborn, with a ready-made crop of dark hair, and she's barely changed. She inspires everyone. Adjectives like warm, funny, determined, smart, energetic, adventurous, courageous, thoughtful, empathetic, outgoing, talented. Shall I carry on? And anyway, lots more of other complimentary words I could add, but I'll think of them later. Everyone who meets her warms to her and is impressed. When Maia's school musical theatre trip to New York got disrupted due to snowstorms, a friend of mine who lives there looked after her for the day and went sightseeing. And afterwards, my friend Jill commented to me, quite simply, "She's a real gem." Which basically sums her up. And in attracting Maia's attention and love and dedication, Alex has mined his own Koh-i-Noor diamond. I mentioned Maia is outgoing, and I have always delighted in watching her stage shows and choir performances. Quite a performer. From her earliest preschool Toddler Toes production, with a multicoloured raincoat and an umbrella, through various shows with the National Youth Theatre Company, including a memorable solo spot as the French chef Louis in Disney's Little Mermaid. Her last school production was in Greece, with Maia delivering an eye-wateringly funny, over-the-top rendition of nerdy Jan, who was one of the pink ladies in that movie. Alongside musical theatre, Maia has also had great singing success with various school choirs, including the Big Sing national finale and a concert at Sydney Opera House. And you can find her on YouTube. Turning to Alex, unfortunately, due to lockdowns and their subsequent move to Christchurch, unfortunately, I really haven't had an awful lot of chance to spend much time with Alex, but it's clear to me and to everyone else that he's a very decent and rather splendid young chap. So it's a great pleasure to welcome Alex and all of his family in joining with ours. I'm sure Maia was worried I would try to squeeze in a lame dad joke or two, but I'll bypass that temptation and go direct to the heart of the matter and offer a toast. So if you would mind, please just standing for a moment. I will say simply, be true to each other, be true to yourselves, explore the world, be good, and be happy. To Maia and Alex. Thank you. And you may sit.
So from Maia's dad to Alex's dad, Craig said, I've got 30 minutes, haven't I? No, 30 minutes for everybody. So if you see that, time, you know. But Craig, we look forward to hearing all the stories you have to share. Thank you.
Welcome everyone. My name's Craig, I'm Alex's dad. Alex is the second of our boys. I've looked forward to the day where I'm the old man up the front who has to put his glasses on to read his notes. It will come to all of you one day. This is really Alex and Maia's big day. I'm not going to talk too much. My boys who are going to talk, I'm not going to roast Alex. I'm not going to talk about his wardrobe. I'm not going to talk about his terrible body habits of clothes, not washing them. None of that will be mentioned. I'll leave that open for you guys. Today at the service, it brought back a few memories. There's a tear in my voice. My wife was playing piano. I don't know if you want to stand up for 2 seconds. Yeah, well done. So, if you were at our wedding, my wife left the stage and played us a piano, and some of our friends sung a song they had made for us, and I was teared up. And Mike Flint, can you just stand up for a sec? He was my best man, groomsman. Mike Flint, the ultimate groomsman. I have to remember what he said. He leaned in and he said, "What's wrong with you? Stop your blubbing." So that's as affectionate we got back then. So look, I thought rather than stories, I thought I'd just give Alex some words of advice about marriage and Maia. So I think marriage should be likened to a dance. The type of dance that you do as a couple is up for you to learn to perfect. To some, the dance could start at your age like the mosh pit at 21 Pilots. You know, U2 or Tom Mish, you know, real groovy, you're really cool. But to others, the dance of the marriage could be like a rumba or a tango, and you've got the red rose on your lips as you're dancing with each other. Now, those who choose Irish dancing will probably not have many children. And those who choose dirty dancing just need to be careful that as she gets a bit older, it can be really hard to hold her up there. Sorry. So I think marriage is like a waltz. It takes three of you, it's in 3-step tempo, it's a trinity of timing, a trinity of bonds. Sometimes you start by sort of stepping on each other's toes. Sometimes you're really not sure where to put your hand, and she'll tell you when it's in the wrong place. And just sometimes you're just not sure who's taking the lead. But with practice and time, you start to know how to guide each other, when to step back and when to step forwards. And voila! You're no longer a clumsy duo, you're a waltzing in sync. But the words of wisdom to me are, just remember that you don't let anyone cut in on you, and you don't let anything take over that waltz. It's just the two of you. It's your dance, enjoy it.
Hi all, I'm Anna, I'm the maid of honour.
And I'm Tessa. We met Maia back in 2006 at primary school and have been friends ever since. Firstly, we want to say thank you to everyone for coming to celebrate such a special occasion.
As we mentioned, we met Maia way back in 2006, and the really special thing about that is that we've gotten to watch Maia grow into the woman she is today. Maia, you are a selfless, beautiful, determined, and faithful woman. Every person who has the pleasure of meeting you is touched by your infectious joy and love.
When you met Alex, we got to watch you fall in love, and it has been so clear to see that Alex has brought out a side of you that is even more loving and compassionate. We know how perfectly your dreams for the future complement each other, and we're so excited to be a part of your wedding and to be a part of your future. We'd also love to mention a certain 2012 email chain, which voted on Maia's top choice of baby names. So we're proud to announce that the names chosen 10 years ago for your future children, drum roll please, were Ivy and Bambi. Some other great contenders were Serenity, Fabio, which was a personal favourite of Diana's, and Anders.
Good luck with that one, Alex. We've been a trio of childhood friends for such a long time, and now we've been so lucky to have had the chance to work on Maia's wedding planning, cake, and dress.
So make sure you only say nice things about them.
Some of our childhood antics have included many years of farmers' Santa parades, where I think the hippie costumes and the elves were some of our best looks. We were also Girl Guides, Brownies, and Pippins together for way longer than it was cool. 10 years ago, in Girl Guiding, Maia made the Girl Guide promise, in which she promised to do her best, to be true to herself, to develop her beliefs, and to help others. It is very clear that Maia follows this promise in every aspect of her life, even if she's forgotten about it.
So, Alex, now that you've married a girl guide, it's time for you to make the same promise and lose all of your street cred too. So please raise your hand in the girl guide salute. Go on. Yep. Any.
Hand up like this, 3 fingers
All
together.
right, and
Beautiful.
repeat after me.
Repeat after. Yep.
Oh.
No, it's mine.
I promise that I will do my best.
I promise that I'll do my best
To be true to myself and develop my beliefs.
to be true to myself and develop my beliefs.
To serve the Queen in my community.
The Queen and my community.
To help other people and to keep the Girl Guide law.
Yes, the Girl Guide law.
Has he got to do the little dance?
We're sure Maia's stoked that you're a real Girl Guide now.
Serious now. After seeing Maia grow into the amazing person she is today, we'd love to take the time to thank Alex for creating such a special partnership with her. Thank you for taking our best friend, who's probably one of the smartest, unique, gorgeous, and caring people we know, and loving her for exactly who she is. With you, she is a vibrant version of herself.
We're so inspired by your love for each other, and we're happy she's found someone equally as amazing as her.
We love you both and want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for letting us share this special moment with you. Cheers.
Now, one of the things, of course, when you get married is moving in together, and you suddenly realise they're messy, they're tidy, they leave the seat up, down, they do funny things with all sorts of things. Mikey now will share some of Alex's life as a flatmate. What's it like living with Alex? So thanks so much, Mikey.
I haven't focused the whole speech around flatting, but it definitely features. I've got to say, of all the weddings I've been to over my entire life, this one has by far got to be the most recent. As stated, I'm Mikey, and I am the Jefferies' fifth son, which is something I struggle with because I am the second oldest. But as someone who's known Alex for his entire adult life, I do feel it is my responsibility to share with everyone some of the key features and important times during that time to produce the man that we have here today. So I moved to Auckland in 2015 for university, where I found a home away from home in the Jeffrey household. And to thank Craig and Lalita for their hospitality and unlimited access to their pantry, I took it upon myself to try and transform their children from boys to men. But we got off to a rough start, because Alex's very first act of trying to be an adult was dropping out of high school. And I'm sure he would argue that leaving school to go to university doesn't constitute dropping out. But if that were true, then his computer science degree would be even more boring than it already is. I think it's poignant to highlight his choice to study computer science, because it's a well-known fact that any male who studies that field makes himself invisible to women. And it really is a miracle that we're here tonight and that somehow Maia managed to get eyes for our invisible boy. But of probably more importance than choosing what to study is one's experience of leaving the home. And so it really was a big day when Craig decided it was time for Alex to leave. And so it was in early 2018 that I got to really embrace my role as a surrogate godfather to Alex and invite him into my flat. As neither one of us at the time could afford our own rooms, we even became roommates. And this is where I learned what it's like to have toddlers. I think that's the best way to put it. Things got so desperate to the point where I had to get my duct tape, put line markings on our floor to demarcate where and where not Alex was allowed to make a mess. And so I want to take credit for all the house training that has occurred, and I want to take no responsibility for the progress yet to be made. During Alex's time in the flat, there were other moments of growth, and some of them came in the form of interventions. There was a time when, as a group of flatmates, we became concerned for Alex and sat him down to teach him that it was unaffordable to drive into university. Well, I suppose I struggle to recall if we were concerned for his finances or if we were just sick of getting his bloody parking fines in the mail. Now, it's fun, especially for me, to reminisce on Alex's not-so-bright moments, but at the end of the day, I'm very proud of the man that is now sitting here. Maia, you have secured yourself a godly man, and I have the utmost confidence that he will do the best job of loving and cherishing you. And you will be able to boast in the content of his character in the same way that I can boast that he has helped to make me the man I am today. And Alex, you honored me when you came to me for advice on how to ask Maia out. I just find it so unfortunate that there's not going to be a next time for us to develop the art of communication via cupcake. This is another moment of miracles that have brought us here today, because I don't know how Maia could decipher whatever BEMGF and melted smudged icing meant. But if she hadn't figured it out, I don't think we'd be here today. Maia, tonight you are beautiful beyond comparison. And ever since Alex has brought you into the lives of me and Zoe, you've been a blessing to us, and we love you both dearly, and we're so excited for the future. To continue the tradition of toasts tonight, to the bride and groom, may all your ups and downs be only in the bedroom.
Yes, hi guys, I'm Math. I'm Alex's youngest brother. You may have seen me standing up the front as the first of two best men. The one with the rings, obviously, the more important job of the two. I will have you know, though, that Alex said that number 1 and number 2 was of zero significance. And yet, on a stag do, we did a pub quiz, and the consensus was, of course, I was his favourite. So, I think it is of some significance. That has nothing to do with the rest of this speech. So when Alex first asked me to be his best man number 1, I actually immediately drafted a speech, probably within the 5 minutes of getting that phone call. But a couple of weeks ago, Alex and Maia told us to do speeches that were, 1, tasteful, and I think he used the words not generic. So now I'm going to pass it on to Sam.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I'm best man number 2, and I am Alex's eldest brother. And as number 2 and not number 1, I'm going to keep this quite short and leave the bulk of the speech back to number 1. But what I will say is that my main memories from growing up with Alex was that he was very academic, he was very sporty, he was very musical, he was generally very good at everything. But he was especially good at video games, but he would often get very into the games. And he would sometimes get quite wound up. Oh, am I in the mic? So Lego Star Wars would usually be his go-to game. I should also say our parents' go-to punishment would be to ban Alex, well, not just Alex, but to ban us from the video games when we were, because it would wind us up too much. Where am I? So when we were bored, Josh and I would play a game where we could see how quickly we could wind Alex up and get him banned from the game for a week. So we would often stand in front of the screen, like poke him and push him. This was Lego Star Wars, by the way. You can't actually lose Lego Star Wars. But despite all our poking and prodding, he would always stay in control, mostly, but he would still get banned maybe a few times a year. So if I'm honest, I don't know really what to do with this story, except to say that Alex was always extremely patient and kind to us growing up, even though we annoyed him and may have pushed him at times. So I just want to say that, Maia, you could not have picked a kinder, more compassionate person to be your partner.
I've got a mic.
He's got a mic.
Hello. Hello everyone, I'm Josh and I'm not one of the best men. I'm a humble groomsman. So I was the favourite child until Math came along, but it's fair to say it is now Alex because he's given Mum a granddaughter. No, sorry. a daughter-in-law. I was always the cheeky and annoying younger brother. As Sam just touched on, we did tease him a lot. And this came to the point where he eventually came back at me and punched me in the snozzin. Fair to say I never did that again. Even though we did not get along all of the time, I did look up to Alex as my brother. I stood by you during the drumming in the pipe band, where you were the lead drummer. I actually had no idea what I was doing. I just looked at you and copied you. But yeah, you left school after year 12 to go to university. That to me is very impressive, also scary. Another thing is I came home one time for one of my university breaks in 2021, and I found that my room had been taken up by Alex's special friend, Maia. That was also very impressive, and I'm quite ballsy. But what was even more impressive was the impression she made on my family, my parents. They could not stop talking about her. And after meeting her myself, I'm excited to have a sister-in-law. Alex, my advice to you, 3 things. So you've got the girl, that's 1. Now you need the house and the job, that's 2 and 3. And may you have an organised house where there are no towels or clothes left on the floor.
Back to me. Back to number 1 to finish it off. John Nash is my pastor. I just want you to know this is not an audition for me to be a youth pastor. Thank you. I'm now going to follow on with a Bible reading. So this is from Matthew 12:46 to 49. This just reminded me of Alex and Maia. And if it makes 0 sense, I will explain it, so please bear with me. So while Jesus was still talking to the crowd, his mother and brothers stood outside, wanting to speak to him. Someone told him, "Your mother and brothers are standing outside, wanting to speak to you." He replied to them, "Who is my mother and who are my brothers?" Pointing to his disciples, he said, "Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and my sister and my mother." So Alex, although it is debated whether or not you are my biological brother, you are also a brother to me in Christ. And I've always looked up to you as a brother in Christ. Some of you guys may have talked to our parents, and if there's anything you've learned about Alex, he was quite the troublemaker in his youth. But if you know him now, I think we can all testify to his character. He is kind, compassionate, patient, loving, joyful, gentle, humble. And these are what we call the fruit of the Spirit. So Alex, I see you and I see the fruit of the Spirit, evidence that God is alive and working in your life. And I see you and I see God working in your life. Maia, hello. Hi. Hi, sister. I've actually considered you a sister for a very long time now. Maia and I met on a camp. We were both volunteering, camp called JH. We're a Phil and Desi. Go talk to them if you want to find out more. Great camp. But yeah, so I met Maia. We were working together on the high ropes all week, and at this time, Alex and Maia were something. All I knew was that Alex could not drive me to JH because he wanted to drive someone else. And then he shows up with Maia. Simp. Yeah, throughout the course of that week, I got to know Maia, I like to think, quite well. But my main takeaway was that I just had this deep confidence going away from that week. Whatever it was between you and Alex, I just knew that one day you would actually be my sister. And now it's happened. So, final word from me. Welcome to the family.
Fantastic. Now, they said they weren't going to speak. However, Maia have some just words of thanks to give. Is that right? Fantastic.
We just wanted to say a really big thank you to specifically the people that made all of this happen, which is Alex's mum, did a lot to organise all of this, which was really, really helpful, and especially as we decided to get engaged and then left the city. It was really nice of her to pick up the pieces behind us. And then to Anna and Tessa, Tessa sewed my dress for me, which was amazing, and Anna made that beautiful cake, which was amazing, and their friends Phil and Desiree and Jude, who did all of this. And yeah, just thank you all for coming, and please say thank you to them because they made it happen, not us. Yeah.